went through school and then went to university, and I did my time at Oxford, and like you sort of get given this certificate of like, well done, now you know everything. You've like ticked all the boxes, and you've gone and done what we've asked you to do, and now you can go off into the world and like
know things.
You know things,
yeah.
And that actually really sets people up for, I think, like quite a sort of devastating come down, and not being in the most productive place you can be in life, which is to remain curious, open, and as you were talking about earlier, be like, this is what I know. And part of knowing what you know is also actually having an understanding of how little you know, because that's when that starts to really hit home. But I think certainly, you know, the beginning of my feminist journey, it was like, oh, I was told in school that this problem had been solved, and that's not true. And I think, again, the same thing for race, and like reading your book was like, oh my God, I was really taught in school that this was a problem that had been addressed. And, you know, and then you sort of realize it has not. And I talked about this last week at a conference, at the Novo Foundation conference, but just that this whole like, this phrase that politicians have been coining, which is like being a voice for the voiceless, and how problematic that is, because it's just that, okay, because you know, a set of opinions or information isn't in the mainstream does not mean that people haven't been shouting about it and talking about it a lot.
With that sort of question of education, I think that like, one thing I sort of realised very quickly when I was being involved in feminist activism is that a lot of the white women around me were saying, well, this isn't an issue, why are you bringing it up? This is divisive, because they had gone through the same British education system that I had gone through, that sort of said, this isn't an issue. And like, I only knew it wasn't because anecdotally, like if you grow up not white in Britain, people are going to be like, just watch out for this. And by the way, there was this back in the 80s, and there was this and there was that, and just like, it's almost like an informal, like supplementary education that you get, right? And if your family or like your social circle has never been affected by that, then why are you going to know, you know?
Yeah.